Okay, so you're busy. We get it. You want the key info, the stuff that really matters, without wading through everything.
Yep, that's the goal here. Straight to the point.
And today, we're doing a deep dive into a film that's already got people talking. The 2025 movie Sinners.
Written and directed by Ryan Coogler, and it stars MichaelBJordan. Big names involved.
Big names. And what's grabbed our attention is a review we looked at that put Sinners in some pretty heavy-hitting company.
Yeah, it draws a line straight to Catherine Bigelow's Near Dark, a classic vampire flick.
Yes. So making that comparison right away suggests, this isn't just your average vampire movie. It apparently really pulls you in.
It hints at something deeper, maybe some genre bending going on. Engrossing is the word the review used.
Right. So our mission for this deep dive basically is to pull out the key insights from this review. What makes Sinners stand out? What are the memorable bits?
We want you to walk away with a really clear picture of the film's strengths and, why it's worth noticing.
Let's get into it then. And it seems like the place to start has to be MichaelBJordan.
Definitely. The review calls his performance towering, which is high praise. And what's really interesting is he's playing two roles.
Two roles, okay.
Twin brothers, smoke and stack. The setting is 1932 Mississippi Jim Crow era. These guys are ambitious, they're out for success, as the review puts it.
Wow, okay. Mississippi, 1932. That's a potent backdrop.
It is, and the reviewer notes the film starts a little slow, but uses that time well to really build up these characters so you connect with them.
This dual role thing, it's not just a gimmick.
Apparently not. The review really emphasizes that Jordan creates two totally distinct people. You believe they're different individuals even when they're in the same scene. They mention The Alto Nights as another recent dual role film, but say Jordan pulls it off much more effectively here. There's real emotional depth.
I imagine having twin brothers, especially in that setting, creates some natural tension.
Huge tension. And here's a key point. The conflict between Smoke and Stack really ignites, especially after one of them changes. Transforms.
Okay. The vampire element comes in.
Right, and that conflict becomes a major driver of the film. Jordan apparently just carries these incredibly intense scenes. Viciously intense is the phrase used.
That's powerful. But it's not just about Jordan, right?
Yeah.
What about other characters?
No, definitely not. Actually, the review makes a point of praising all the female roles, which is great to hear.
Oh, good. Who stands out?
Well, there's Haley Steinfeld. She plays Mary, a vampire who entices Stack, one of the brothers.
Okay, so she's pivotal in the turn.
Seems like it. There's a key party sequence mentioned where things spiral after she's invited in. She's described as both beautiful and scary, that classic vampire allure and danger.
That makes sense.
Then you've got Wunmi Masaku playing Annie, who's connected to Smoke, the other brother. Her performance is called truly moving.
Moving in a vampire film.
Yeah, and the review suggests the film's violence actually heightens the emotional impact of her character's story, so it's not just empty violence.
Interesting.
Anyone else?
Oh, yeah.
Jamie Lawson as Pearline. The reviewer basically says she all but steals the show, brings this incredible sexiness and energy, apparently.
Steals the show.
Yeah. And there's a connection mentioned. A musician character named Sammy, played by Miles Caton, is a fan of hers. So these relationships seem pretty interwoven.
Okay, so let's trace that plot thread a bit. You mentioned Sammy, the musician.
Right. The film actually opens with him. He arrives at a church, all bloody, sets up a mystery right away.
And then flashbacks, I assume.
Exactly. The film then jumps back to show you how he got there. His connection with Pearline is probably part of that early story.
And then the party sequence you mentioned, where Steinfeld's character arrives.
Yeah, that seems like a major turning point. Vampires infiltrate the party, led by a character named Remick, that's Jack O'Connell, and people start getting turned. They mention a bouncer named Cornbread, played by Omar Benson Miller, as one example. Things get chaotic.
So Sammy, the musician we started with, how does he fit into all this chaos?
He becomes a pivotal player. His journey, his arc, really seems to anchor the film's focus on, survival. Fighting to stay alive amidst all this.
Gotcha. Survival horror, then, with a historical twist.
Seems like it. And here's a really important tip from the review. Stick around for the end credits.
Oh, like a Marvel stinger.
Maybe, but it sounds more significant than just a tease. A crucial sequence that helps unlock the movie's inner meanings. So, yeah. don't duck out early.
Good to know. Definitely noted. Now, you mentioned Near Dark earlier.
Right, the comparison came up again regarding pacing and tone.
How so?
The reviewer felt that Sinners, like Near Dark, maintains its intensity really effectively throughout, even though it's, 2 hours and 17 minutes long?
That's a decent runtime.
Yeah, but apparently it doesn't overstay its welcome, it keeps you hooked, and it's not just action. There are stylized, interesting plot details.
And blood. It's a vampire movie, after all.
Oh, there's blood. The review mentions a saturation of it, but crucially says it functions deeply within the narrative. It's not just there for shock value, it means something.
That's a good sign. Integrated gore, not just gratuitous.
Exactly. And beyond the leads, the supporting cast gets strong mentions too.
Like who?
Delroy Lindo as a character named Delta Slim, and Legion Lee as Grace, both highlighted as standouts.
Delroy Lindo is always great. What about Grace's character?
Her storyline sounds intense, trying to help her daughter. Her husband gets turned, and then she apparently takes some really drastic actions. The reviewer even thinks her big scene might be the best set piece in the whole film.
High praise indeed. And Lindo.
Considered one of his best recent performances, which, given his work, is saying something.
Absolutely. Okay, so great performances, intense plot, meaningful violence.
Right.
What about the person orchestrating all this? Coogler.
Massive praise for Coogler's direction. The review calls his vision a virtual masterpiece, says he hits the bullseye every time, just glowing term.
A masterpiece. Okay, expectations are high now.
They are, and it extends to the technical side too. Costumes, set design.
What about them?
Called near perfect. Really detailed, apparently. The performers' outfits, the color schemes, it all works together to build this 1932 Mississippi world incredibly effectively.
Sounds immersive.
Yeah, the reviewer thinks they're deserving of serious awards consideration. So, top-notch craftsmanship all around.
So putting it all together, the overall feeling from this review is overwhelmingly positive.
Absolutely. They flat out say Sinners blows away the competition, especially compared to other recent vampire movies.
Why? What's the key difference?
That consistent intensity combined with the strong story and performances, it just holds you.
And Jordan's performance is central to that.
Totally. The review calls it, or rather them, his dual performances the best of his career. You really feel the character smokes pain on his quest for vengeance.
Wow. Best of his career.
Yeah, and the final recommendation is definitely see it on the big screen to appreciate all that unique craftsmanship we talked about.
Makes sense. Did they give it a score?
They did, a strong 8.5 out of 10.
Okay, 8.5. That's a solid score. So let's recap the main takeaways for everyone listening.
Okay, so number 1, MichaelBJordan delivers apparently career best work playing twin brothers in a really specific charged setting, 1932 Mississippi.
Right. 2 distinct, powerful performances.
Number 2, strong female characters are a major highlight. Steinfeld, Masaku, and especially Jamie Lawson as Pearline.
Memorable ensemble.
3, the plot builds deliberately but becomes really gripping, focusing on survival, and don't forget that crucial end credit scene.
Definitely stay for the credits. Got it.
4, the tone is consistently intense, drawing comparisons to Near Dark, and it justifies its runtime.
And 5.
The technical stuff, Coogler's direction, the costumes, the set design, it's all apparently top-tier, award-worthy stuff. Creates a really immersive world.
Excellent summary. So as we wrap up, maybe a final thought for people to chew on.
Go for it.
Consider this. How does using the vampire genre, the supernatural, within that very specific, very real historical context of Jim Crow, Mississippi in 1932, how might that allow the film to explore themes like survival, vengeance, maybe even exploitation, in a way that a straightforward historical drama or a generic vampire flick couldn't?
Yeah, what does blending those elements do to the story? What layers does it add to the usual vampire tales we see?
Exactly. Something to think about if you decide to check out Sinners.